Hello, this is Frank with Frank's Beautiful Rocks and Minerals. To see my collection of beautiful minerals and crystals, go to my website, Frank's Beautiful Rocks and Minerals. You can contact me at this video or at my email, frankreiserrocksminerals@gmail.com. That's FrankReiser rocksminerals@gmail.com. I want to talk about the beautiful Yousemity National Park in Northern California, which stretches to the western side of the Sierra Nevada Mountains. The park is famous for its beautiful mountains such as Half Dome, El Capitan, Sentinel. It has over 2,000 lakes and many rivers and streams. It has small glaciers. Its elevation is from 2,000 feet up to 13,000 feet approximately. It is a beautiful state park, and I strongly recommend that you go and visit it. It's very rural. So let me show you some photographs of Yousemity Park and get on with today's discussion. Here's a photograph of the Sierra Nevada range. Yosemite National Park is in North California. It reaches across the western slopes of the Sierra Nevada mountain range. It is known for its granite cliffs, waterfalls, mountains, streams, lakes, and glaciers. The glaciers tend to be in the shaded areas where they don't melt so fast. It has an elevation range of 2,127 feet, which is 648 meters, to 13,115 feet, or over 3,997 meters. Its vegetation is from forest to alpine, with a beautiful biota and many animals and plants. It is famous for its granite domes such as El Capitan, Sentinel Dome, and Half Dome. Carving a river canyon 3,000 feet, which is 910 meters, to 4,000 feet, or 1,220 meters, is the Merced River and Tuolumne River systems, which start at the crest of the Sierra Nevada in the park. The Tuolumne River drains into the northern portion of the park, an area of about 680 square miles, or about 1,800 kilometers squared. This is a picture of Half Dome, one of the many mountains in Yosemite National Park. This is a photograph of a waterfall. There are a variety of waterfalls in Yosemite National Park, and many are very stunning and beautiful to see. Here's a picture of a lake, one of over 2,000. There are 3,200 lakes and 2 reservoirs in Yosemite National Park. Here's another photograph of a lake. Here's a glacier of Yosemite National Park. One of a few small glaciers. We'll get to this diagram in a minute. Let's get back to the rivers and lakes. The Tuolumne River drains the entire northern portion of the park, an area of about 680 square miles, or 1,800 kilometers squared. The Merced River starts in the park's southern peaks, mostly in the Clark and Cathedral ranges. The park's features have resulted from glaciers, flooding, and geomorphology. The park also has 3,200 lakes, 2 reservoirs, and many beautiful streams. Hold on, please. Bear with me for a moment. This photograph is of one of the streams of Yosemite National Park, and you can see people rafting down the stream. Glaciers, such as the Merced Glacier and small and other shaded glaciers, are not considered to be remnants of the last snowball Earth. They form cirques. Many glaciers have sculpted the shapes of the park up to 3 million years ago. At least 4 million years ago, glaciers have occurred in the Sierra Nevada, locally called the Sherwin, Tioga, Tahoe, and Tenaya. The largest glacier runs down the Grand Canyon of the Tuolumne River for 60 miles, or 97 kilometers, passing the Heath Valley. Merced Glacier flows out of Yosemite Valley and into the Merced River Gorge. Living Glacier carved, please pardon me. Where was I? Living Glacier carved Living Canyon and emptied into Lake Russell. Only the highest peaks, such as Mount Conness and Mount Dana, were not covered by glaciers. Only retreating glaciers have left moraines. Heat made from the Farallon Plate. Now let me show you the Farallon Plate. In this diagram, we see the Pacific Plate. Here's Australia, Antarctica, South America. This is the Farallon Plate, with North America located here. Heat made by the Farallon Plate subducting under the North American Plate led to the construction of an island arc of volcanoes on the west coast of the Proto-North American between the Devonian and Permian periods. Later, volcanism in the Jurassic period intruded and covered these rocks in magmatic activity associated with the early stages of the craton of the Sierra Nevada batholith, and the rocks consisting mostly of granite and removed by uplift accelerated erosion. The area of the park was across a passive continental margin during the Permian and early Paleozoic. These rocks have since been metamorphosed. The first fault of regional plutonism began 210 million years ago in the late Triassic and continued throughout the Jurassic to about 150 million years ago. About the same time, the Nevadan orogeny created the Nevadan Mountain range. This was part of the Sierra Nevada batholith. The rocks were mostly granite and emplaced about 6 miles or 9.7 kilometers below the surface of the Earth. The second major Pluton emplacement phase lasted from 120 to 80 million years ago. This is part of the Sevier orogeny. Beginning about 30 million years ago and lasting until 5 million years ago, a now extinct extension of Cascade Range volcanoes erupted, bringing much igneous rock into the area which covered the region north of Yosemite. North of Yosemite. Here's a picture of one of those lava streams. Volcanic activity kept occurring up to 5 million years ago. Vertical movement along the Sierra Fault, starting 10 million years ago, started to uplift of the Sierra Nevada range. This increased the gradient of the western flowing streams which cut the valleys. Additional uplift occurred when the major faults occurred to the east, particularly the craton of the Owens Valley from basin and range associated extensional forces. This is a picture of Owens Valley. Uplift of the Sierra accelerated again 2 million years ago. The uplifting and accelerated erosion exposed granite in the area to surface pressures, resulting in exfoliation as seen in the rounded shape and many domes, and mass wasting followed by many fractured joint planes in today's solidified plutons. This is a diagram of a lot of the geological forces that have created Yosemite National Park. We see the upper mantle. Here's the oceanic crust. We have the assimilation of the oceanic plate into the mantle here, subduction, with melting. the continental crust, the intrusion of granitic magma. We have metamorphism and crustal deformation in this region here. Many vertical joint planes controlled where and how fast erosion occurred. Most of these long, linear, and deep cracks trend northwest or northeast and form parallel and often regularly spaced sets. They were created by an unloading of overlying rock and also by erosion and also by uplift associated pressure release. So I hope you can appreciate the beauty and geology that went into the Yosemite National Park. Excuse me for some mispronunciations of some of the names in this document, but I'm not a park ranger. And this is Frank with Frank's Beautiful Rocks and Minerals, always reminding you to keep looking down.